All right, thank you for staying with Daybreak. This is the Social Square bit where we talk about everything you need to know about in terms of life. Nothing extremely serious, but very good content for you to understand and to know where you're coming from, to understand the values you need, the respect, the discipline, everything you need to know about life. This is where it is. Social Square. Numbers 22422. Tweet anytime at Citizen TV Kenya. Trevor Mbija Tiwaiga Mwaura will sample some of them. The hashtag is Daybreak. Call in 0719 777. We'd like to know where you started from. Speaking of where they started from, we have Eric Musioks, very successful music producer and music entrepreneur, and King Kaka, aka Kennedy Ombima, musician and entrepreneur as well. We've seen a lot of stuff that he does. We're still waiting for Shix Kapienga. She's not here yet.
In fact, if you're next to her, and I don't know how you're watching this program, tell her we had a space here for you.
Ukiona Shix,
mwambie kuna nafasi hapo yako.
This morning we're talking about the hustle trail, and Musioka, let's start with you. When people see you and they're like, you're a successful music producer, I want to be like Musioks. But where did you start? How was the journey, and what did you learn through it all? Because the young people now just want to be what they see on TV, but they're not willing to put in the hard work.
For me, I started in the music business before the digital revolution really happened. So that time you really had to look for a label or a studio that you could practice your craft in. Yeah, the space wasn't very democratized now with like availability of resources. So it was a tough struggle, and for me, TV was very influential because I could manage to watch what was happening out there in the world and, you know, just keep abreast with where the culture was heading. And I'm lucky enough that I had the interest in music very early from my late father. So he was a guitarist. So for me, I picked up the drums. Then I just started creating my own makeshift drums in the house. But again, it was a struggle convincing my mom that music is a career that I want to be in. So for me, I fought for my freedom.
Did you ever do any odd jobs? Because most of the people we speak to, wengine walikuwa makanga, wengine walikuwa
nililima, nilifeed dogi.
Dogi zenu like
you know, interestingly, I've never done anything else apart from music.
Yeah. You decided this is your passion and you followed it to the end.
Yes, I've gone to campus, I've done IT, I did my internship, I worked in IT firms, worked in quotes. It was just to make sure that I fulfill the graduation requirements, because I couldn't work. What I was doing could not account for my graduation
Before we bring in King Kaka, what would you say or is one or two of your biggest achievements? And the reasons for your success? What are two things you say, it's because of this and that I've made it this far? But let's start with achievements. What are your achievements?
Okay, first let me correct you. Success is very relevant. Very relative. Yeah, because I still think I have some things I need to achieve.
So you're not there yet?
Not there yet. There are things that sometimes they are way too far. You're like, can I aim for that? Yeah. And there are some things that you've managed to do, but from my personal perspective, you don't think they're successful until years later when you start to see them translating into something. Yeah, and for me, my best decision was joining Homeboys as a music producer. And thanks to Alf, John, and Mike, they really helped me see the music business very differently and understand the ethics and the integrity and the discipline that is needed to exist in the music business. I mean, if you look at where Homeboys started and where Microbus gotten to, it's quite something remarkable.
And that's what Waiga was asking, that what did you learn in that time that you're there? What are the two things that you
Integrity, discipline, and ethics.
Integrity, discipline,
and ethics.
And ethics. We'll get a bit deeper into that shortly. King Kaka, I don't know where to start with you. Collabos with people we watch only on TV. I mean, you've been doing nationwide, international tours as well and so forth. Talk to us a little bit about your journey. We see this King Kaka now. We see Kaka Empire. We see you coming in here with a team of 5-6 people. But the team wasn't always there. You started somewhere. Tell us about that.
Basically, my brother used to rap. I wanted to be like him so much.
Oh.
Yeah. But in school, nilikuwa napenda poetry sana. So I think that's the foundation of my music. But when I finished school, sikuwa na pesa ya studio. So what I did is I approached DJ Loop, who had a studio and he was recording Chihuahua, Abbas, Bamboo. So what I told him is, Nyaje Loop, since you're a very good producer, unahitaji mtu wa mkono. My later intention was niweze kurecord for free. But now mimi nilikakuja nikamwambia, listen, mimi nataka nikumtoa kwa mkono. If you need something from the shop, shopping tower, whatever, I'll come and do it. So I just opened a shop at Imenti House. I was selling t-shirts. So in the morning, naamka, I do t-shirts. I'm a graphic designer. I do logos, najenga ma menus at how ikifika saa 8. I head over to the studio, your couch ya studio, I just sit there. Akitaka kitu kwa duka, or anyone in the studio wants a soda, I run. You get? So I had that patience from the word go, and I understood what I wanted. So like from a few months from then, he taught me production. Sababu nilikuwa naona he was very busy, he was in and out of the studio. Kambia, since his studio nakanga hivi peke yake, teach me so that when clients come, I can record them, come or mix master. So I knew that was now my choice, my chance of recording myself. So he gave me a key. A few months later, anakuja anapata nimerecord a full album. That's how I started.
Yeah. Wait, you recorded a full album without him knowing?
Without him knowing. Every Sunday, nilikuwa natoka home, naenda, I open the studio, lock myself in, nimebuy mandazi mbili zangu, soda, record myself the whole day. Naingia home 10 usiku, every Sunday. Not telling anyone where I'm going. So since I'm a graphic designer, and after 6 months, nime design album cover, album is ready, mixed and mastered. It's like, yo, what's going on? Did I ever tell you I'm a musician? But then I was talking to one of the young musicians when you wanna come up. I told them, Dio, you don't have to go through what I went through, but most young people want things now. Microwave generation. They want it now, now, now. It took me 1.5 years just to get to that point of Loop handing me the key, right? But we have also to learn from our peers and all us on how to inspire. Like Loop taught me the music business. There's the music, and then there's the music business, which most artists neglect. Since we don't have that structure, unapata tu mse anadu music. Then 10 years from now, people didn't invest, people didn't do anything. Unasikia artist flani ana need mchango. So if we can prevent such things from the word go,
I think we'll be headed in the right direction.
Yes. What people don't understand is that when you're saying that it took you 1 year just to do the manual labor in terms of just be the person who kuendea soda. It didn't take you 1 year to start singing. It took you 1 year to just learn the ropes. So it's not that because I feel I have a talent, then I feel entitled that I should just start recording right now. But what kept you going through that whole time? Because many people, I'm sure you saw people
it's the vision.
At different places, Facebook, YouTube, you're like, I want to be like that person.
It's the vision.
But right now I'm just a handyman, mtu wa mkono.
It's like most entrepreneurs, sometimes they end up failing and they get up. They end up failing and they get up. So if you understand your vision, you'll never give up. Most people watanzisha something, when it fails, unasikia, mimi nimeachana na hiyo biashara.
Nilijaribu haikuwa.
Nothing happened.
But then if you look at very strong, like Elon Musk, when he made PayPal and sold it, he made $180 million, right? Then he spent that money building Tesla, which failed in the first stage. Baka wife yake akamwacha and everything. He was broke literally. Akaenda akaishi kwa brother yake, because he even sold the house, right? But Elon Musk right now is one of the richest people in the world because he's stuck to that dream, Tesla. And right now Tesla is one of the most selling cars in the world. Wow. So if you understand your vision, you'll never leave it. It's how do you modify it? How do you make it stronger? How do I rectify problems? And I always tell people, embrace failure, because when you fail, inamaanisha umejaribu kitu mpya. Umelan. Don't fear it. Don't fear it. Because now most people will never attempt their dreams because wanajua up and fail. So let me go for the safe one. And everyone when you try something new, I don't know, build these cameras, phones. Imagine mtu anikwambia in the 70s or in the 40s that kutakuwa na mobile phone.
Na kila msee atakuwa na moja kwa mfuko.
Would you have believed it?
Unbelievable. No.
Ningekuja kuaminiaje kuna kitu tunajenge inaitwa mobile phone.
Like zero kwa twins.
And of course, we want to keep letting our viewers know that you can weigh in on this conversation. 2242 is our SMS line. Use the hashtag Daybreak. You can also call in 0719 777 Trevor, do I have that right?
Yeah, you have that right.
Good, finally. Let us know at Trevor Mbija, at Wahiga Mora, at King Kaka.
That's Twitter.
Twitter?
Rabbit the King.
Oh, Rabbit at Rabbit the King. Musiox at
Decimal KE.
At Decimal KE. And Musiox, let me come back to you. Quick one here. I was watching Eric Omondi doing an interview just recently, and he was asked about whether he thinks he's the funniest comedian in Africa, because that's the title that he's been given, right? He won a prize. And he says, as much as he's the funniest man in Africa as per the award, he doesn't believe he is. He thinks he's in the top 20. What he says is the secret to his success is 10% talent, 90% effort. Talk to me about that. Would you say the same? Because there are young people watching and thinking, I have more talent than any of you guys on TV. How come I don't have the opportunities that you guys have? What would you tell a young person like that to encourage them?
It's called the genius curse.
The genius curse. That's an interesting. That's very interesting.
What does that mean?
The problem with people who are creative and know how to do things and things come easily to them, they don't appreciate the effort. Yeah. Like, for example, I'm not a perfect keyboard player at all. But I've had people translating my songs into orchestral pieces.
Wow.
Then I'm like, okay, how did you do it? Because I couldn't even comprehend doing that. But I know where my strength lies. My strength lies in understanding my audience and delivering what my audience desires. Yeah. And the secret is doing the simplest things. The problem is that when you know you are a creative person or you are a talented person, you tend to overthink things. Yeah. You don't simplify life. You expect everybody to be at your level. We are all not created equal. Some people will appreciate your geniusness, others will think you're a lunatic. Yeah. So it's a very tough balance. And you were saying something about how King Kaka was saying how artists don't understand the business side of things. Entrepreneurship is not something, it's not a talent. Yeah.
Entrepreneurship is not a talent.
It's something you have to learn and embrace.
Can everyone learn entrepreneurship?
You have to make a conscious effort to do business. No businessman things come automatically. You may have the talent and foresight to see things that others may not.
To see trends, to see opportunities.
But the effort and the conscious decision to make it work is not a talent. It's something you have to cultivate. It's a habit.
But this is where this is the part that confuses most young people now, because you're saying that you knew where your strengths are and you capitalized on it. Now what people are trying to do is almost diversify into everything.
But you see, because
I want to be a singer, I'm good at singing, but I also want to be an entrepreneur. Then I don't give 100% to any of them, because the idea here is to look like King Kaka.
Because the problem
fly first class. So I need to bring in the money fast from all angles.
But don't forget, that is called hype. And hype stands for how you picture entertainment. And social media is the biggest hype machine. So you have to consciously disassociate yourself from that mechanism and understand there's what the reality is on the ground, and there's what the perception people want to have.
Okay, let's just bring in Christopher from Meru, who's on the line. Christopher, good morning. What are your thoughts about our conversation today, the hustle trail? Do you have a question or comment?
Hello, my name is Christopher once again, and I'm so happy to hear you guys talking about the music industry, which I'm very so much proud and supportive of, though I'm not a musician.
Okay.
So I've been hearing what King Kaka and Musyoki have been said, and they've been talking about patience a lot. But you know, the youths in this country nowadays, we really face so much hardships that what we want it then by tomorrow. So I would like to ask King Kaka and Kasioki to please explain to us how we can go about the patience stuff and how we can do it in order to be successful at the end of the day.
All right.
Okay.
And is it your next point? Because
Christopher, I hope you are listening. When King Kaka said about the microwave generation, the problem with the current generation is instant gratification and instant results. Us guys, we had nobody to praise our work. So when it failed on a global scale, and there was no humiliation. So we could cultivate patience and perseverance and see that even if it hasn't worked, ni sawa, ni bora uhai.
Yeah.
For us, there was no pressure. There was nobody to like. There was nobody to impress. And this issue of guys not being patient is because once you hit a snag, once you hit failure, you feel devastated because you feel like the whole world is watching. Has put a spotlight on you. But for us, we have been so hardened by failures that me, even if I fail today,
I'll pick up and
what the hell?
How many projects of yours have failed?
How many projects of mine do you know?
That's a good
That's
question.
another good question, yeah.
You know way fewer songs than the ones I've done.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going through my catalog with my publisher when I was signing up about 4 years ago. I had over 780 songs on my catalog.
780.
Yeah.
And
But
yet how
anyway,
many
anytime I go for an interview, guys talk about Kare, Hahe, Keroro, like 10 songs.
The maximum of 10.
That's all
out
they
of
know.
700.
But they don't know the 780 that are in my catalog. The ones that never even made it. Some songs I've never even seen the light of day. And also, some projects you do and are a disaster.
Yeah. But you learn from them.
But
you
you just learn to accept failure. And that the problem with the microwave generation and what Chris is asking, when you learn, when things don't go your way, you get frustrated because you feel like the whole world is judging you.
Yeah.
Guys have become so judgmental because of also the perception you're sending to people. Yeah. So you have to learn to accept failure. Failure is part of being human.
part of the growth.
Yeah. And if you're a Christian or you believe in Christianity, even Jesus said, I'll forgive you 707, whatever many times. He expects you to fail. You are going to fail. No one is perfect. You have to understand that.
Okay.
And take the little success. Cumulatively over time, it becomes something.
All right. King Kaka will come to you in just a bit, but we have to take a quick break now. When we come back, we'd like to know from you how you've dealt with the failure and how what the youth can learn from you as well. And peer pressure. And like Mr. Yox was saying, right now, you know, if you fail on a global scale.
Yeah.
You put
Everybody
up something
knows.
on YouTube,
Everyone
people
knows,
will talk about it. They will tweet you. They will make memes of you, so you will see it.
Yes.
Yeah. So how
You'll
do you
be
deal with that
ridiculed.
kind of pressure?
Like one of our artists was booed at the Chronics concert, Brian Nadra. He went to cry, but
in front of everyone.
In front of everyone.
Yeah,
And now, and the moment
PA
that begins,
who was dealing with that is like, Msioks, go help him, you know, he's crying. I was like, what the hell? Let him cry. And I went home.
Get over
Has
it.
that
I
happened
went
to
to
you?
enjoy
I know we're due for a break, but have you gone through that?
Daily, yeah.
But
Yeah,
you shall
yeah.
go booed.
But to
But I've been booed. When I started, I was the hype man to a bus in Chihuahua.
Yeah.
So saa zingine walikuwa wananiambia boot.
Hype crowd
Rusha
kidogo.
line, rusha
So saa zingine nikiingia hapo kata boot, tuletea bus na Chihuahua. Who are you?
So me, I told him, you'll be booed. It's not the first time you'll be booed. You'll still be booed somewhere else. So get used to failure.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back with much on the social square, how to deal with failure and how to rise up from it.